Meryl Streep is the great goddess of Hollywood. Everyone worships at the altar of Meryl Streep. I've never been a particularly big Meryl Streep fan. I think early in her career she was really good. And then later in her career she's gotten very mannered, and you can see the gears turning all the time. And you're always kind of watching her going, wow, she's really good at crying. Right? You never get to the point where you're like, wow, I really feel emotionally affected by her tears. It's always like, wow, she was great when she cried, wasn't she? That was really awesome. In any case, not a critique of Meryl Streep's acting skills as much as a critique of what she said. So last night, she does this speech, and her entire speech, it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it took a lifetime for her to give the speech, which she goes up there with cue cards, and she rips on Donald Trump for basically about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. And we will go through it because I think it is important to note why Americans are angry at this. Now, let me say, she has every right to do this. She has every right to do this. It's a free country. I don't think that anybody should be super duper crazy upset about the fact that an actress in lefty Hollywood gave a lefty Hollywood address to a bunch of other Hollywood lefties. I think it's absurd that the left went, what an act of heroism. What heroism? It's always amazing. For the left, heroism amounts to saying stuff they agree with. Right? Normally, heroism is bravery in the face of adversity. That's a pretty good general definition. In order for that to happen, there needs to be some adversity. There's not a lot of adversity in a Hollywood crowd of people, precisely two of whom in that entire crowd voted for Trump. It's like Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson, right? That's the entire crowd. But she obviously is the bravest woman who ever lived because she said something in front of a bunch of other Hollywood celebrities while wearing a $12,000 gown and having her hair done and making lots of money to be in movies like Florence Foster Jenkins, which no one have ever seen. And so here is Meryl Streep last night at the Golden Globes going off.
Thank you, Hollywood Foreign Press. Just to pick up on what Hugh Laurie said, you and all of us in this room really belong to the most vilified segments in American society right now. Think about it. Hollywood, foreigners, and the press.
Okay, so first of all, Hugh Laurie has to be sitting there right now, and I love whenever they have the cutaway shots of other adoring actors who they all hate each other. They hate each other, and they all go to the shots. Oh, I love Meryl. God, I wish she were dead. I mean, that's what all the faces are always in the audience at these events. But Hugh Laurie has to be steaming. He's like, it was my joke first, or it was my joke first. But in any case, she goes on like this. First of all, quick note, and then we'll go to break. That is that she says there that Hollywood foreigners and the press are the most vilified people in America. They spent the entire night ripping on the people who live in flyover country. They spent the entire night ripping on the rubes who voted for Donald Trump or didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. The entire night. Yes, you're right. I'm sure that you are so vilified. People hate you so much, Meryl Streep. What a victim you are. Oh, poor baby. And the idea the press is vilified. Yeah, the press is vilified. I'm part of the press. It turns out that a lot of the time we deserve the vilification. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we fib. Sometimes we lie. And we deserve that. But the idea that being vilified is the end of the world, look, you guys vilify Trump at every opportunity. So if we're going to talk, just if you're going to dish it out, you got to take it a little bit. And this whole we're victims because people are mean to us routine gets a little old when everybody in this room could buy the entire rest of America 3 times over. It's a little bit galling to hear these limousine socialists talking about how vilified they are, how rough it is for them. Meryl Streep continues along these lines, and she feels the need to talk about how Donald Trump is just the worst thing that ever was and just drone on about it. Here she is.
But who are we? And you know, what is Hollywood anyway? It's just a bunch of people from other places. I was born and raised and educated in the public schools of New Jersey. Viola was born in a sharecropper's cabin in South Carolina. Came up in Central Falls, Rhode Island. Sarah Paulson was born in Florida, raised by a single mom in Brooklyn. Sarah Jessica Parker was one of 7 or 8 kids from Ohio. Amy Adams was born in Vicenza, Veneto, Italy. And Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem. Where are their birth certificates?
What? Wait. Are they running for president? I missed that part. Also notice for a second, pause it.
And the beautiful
I love when
Ruth
Meryl Streep
Negga.
says,
was born.
Pause for 1 second. I love when Meryl Streep says that Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem. She doesn't say she was born in Jerusalem, Israel, right? Because she's a lefty, so she can never say she was born in Jerusalem, Israel. But again, I don't understand what makes you a foreigner about being born in New Jersey or Brooklyn or in a sharecropper's house in the South. That means you were born here. But continue on, tottering old lady.
Born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, raised in London.
Oh, we're gonna get the
In Ireland, I do
places people
believe.
were born? Goodness
And
gracious.
she's here nominated for playing a small town girl from Virginia. Ryan Gosling, like all the nicest people, is Canadian. And Dev Patel was born in Kenya, raised in London, and is here for playing an Indian
My goodness.
raised in Tasmania.
This speech
So
took 3
Hollywood
years.
is
She went
crawling
through
with
every single
outsiders
person in the
and
room.
foreigners. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts.
Yay, we hate football. Woo! Mixed martial arts, suckers. Okay, pause right there. These are the vilified people, right? All these people who are cheering each other, these are the vilified. Look what bravery. I mean, can't you see how she's fending off the protesters who are going up there to pummel her? Oh, wait, that's not happening? So it's not bravery? It's just her saying things to a bunch of people who cheer her and approve? Oh, yeah, there's that. But I do love the idea that these are the most vilified people on earth. And then she immediately feels the necessity to rip into football and the MMA, which are only the 2 most popular sports in America right now, in all likelihood. There are some people who watch those things, and there are some of us who think, by the way, that not to rip on anybody who was nominated this year, but there are some people who think that LeBron James is a better actor than Ben Affleck, at least when he's faking fouls. In any case, Meryl Streep continues.
They gave me 3 seconds to say this, so. An actor's only job is to enter the lives of people who are different from us and let you feel what that feels like. And there were many, many, many powerful performances this year that did exactly that. Breathtaking, compassionate work. But there was one performance this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it. But it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter, someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back. It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life. And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
Okay, we can stop it there. So in any case, she goes on like this. She goes on like this. I want to point out that she does say right there that the job of the actor is to act, and then she gets up and lectures us on morality, which is really kind of a little bit beyond her borders. But she has every right to do that, and I don't think that she's wrong when she rips, Trump saying this stuff about disabled reporters. I will say she's a bit of a hypocrite. This is a lady who has obviously had no problem with people like Roman Polanski. Here is video. Do we have the picture of Streep applauding Polanski from 2003? Here is Roman Polanski winning an Oscar in 2003, the not alleged convicted rapist of a 14-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl. And here is Meryl Streep. You'll see her in the audience.
And the Oscar goes to Roman Polanski for The Pianist.
There's Meryl Streep in the background. You can see her right there in the background cheering for Roman Polanski. Just really, this is a lady who obviously has very high standards with regard to the sorts of people with whom she will associate.